fragments of Azathoth's true name exist in long-forgotten tomes. It is said that if a person speaks his name aloud 3 times, the blasphemous sound will grant the speaker great power.
Alright, so here we are at the our final mystery to solve, the true name of Azathoth. If we can solve this mystery, then we can win the game. It's going to be very difficult to solve, though. Our doom track is very close to the end. We only have a few spaces left, and we've got quite a ways to go to get to where we need to be. And so let's get to it. So we'll start with our action phase. We'll go ahead and move Leo 1 space, and our second space will be to prepare for travel. We'll get a train ticket so we can take a train to Rome next turn. So we'll go ahead and get a train ticket, and that'll be our actions for this phase. Oh, you know what? Or should we roll for the research student? No, we've got to get there. We need to get there. We can't be wasting this one possible. Probably only 3 turns left, and it's going to take us to. It's going to be a long shot just to get there as it is. Wow. Wish I already had a train ticket from last time. I could have gone here and then there to London within 2 turns, and then there on the 3rd turn. But it is what it is, as they say. So let's go ahead and have an encounter. We are on a city space, a generic city space. We'll take a generic encounter card, and in the city, night of drinking and good cheer helps raise your spirits. Recover 2 sanity, and while you're celebrating, you hardly notice that you're being robbed. Oh, great! Test your observation, and if you fail, discard 1 item possession. Well, we're actually at full sanity, so we can't gain 2 sanity, but we might be robbed. So let's go ahead and test our observation, which is 3. We're in a city space, so we don't get to roll an extra die. And, whoa, we were successful. We don't get robbed, which is good. They might have made off with one of our allies. Oh, it says an item possession. We don't have any items anyway. We only have allies. Well, there you go. Kind of a moot encounter, but that's fine. That's actually good. Nothing bad happened. And that takes us to the Mythos Phase. So, another Mythos card being drawn. This is Driven to Madness. There was a time when you took comfort in the company of others, but no longer. You have sacrificed so much for them. Are the desperate masses even worth saving? Can the human race ever hope to earn its redemption? Well, probably not. Let's see. Alright, we got the move of the Omen track. The Omen track's going to green. We don't have any green gates open, but we do have this Eldritch token here, so we're going to advance that down to 3. Then we have Reckoning effects. So the cultists have Reckoning effects, but nothing happens with them. However, the Loigor, whatever this thing is, it has a Reckoning effect, and its Reckoning effect is each investigator on this space or an adjacent space loses 1 health and 1 sanity. We are neither on that space or adjacent to that space, so that's good. Then our Conspiracy Theorist also has a Reckoning effect. And we roll a die. And on a 4, 5, or 6, we gain a clue. Please, 4, 5, or 6. Please, 4, 5, or 6. Yes! 4, 5, or 6, we get a clue. Okay, we can just do that one more time. That'd be fantastic. Okay, is that all of our Reckoning effects? Oh, no. Reckoning effects, discard an Eldritch token from this card. And whether or no we're going to... Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well... Hopefully we don't get another Reckoning effect, because that's going to end the game. This Fractured Reality is going to advance Doom by 1 for every gate on the board. We have 1, 2, 3... Oh my goodness, I didn't see this. San Francisco's a green gate. So the green gate plus this token is actually going to move the counter down to 2. So if you've already posted your comment about missing that, we did catch it. We're down to 2. Yeah, alright, well, there's an event here. Let's see what the event says. Each investigator may discard any number of allied assets. Then he loses 1 sanity for each allied asset he has. Each investigator that lost sanity from this effect also gains a madness condition. Wow. So I can lose 4 sanity. Which I think we'll do. What the heck? I think we're going to lose anyway, so let's just go for it. I want to keep all my... I got a strength, I got a will, I got a research student. I might be able to use an action for to get a clue, which I'll probably do that next turn. Try and get a clue for him. Well, I mean, it's not going to matter because it's actually at the... yeah, we'll just drive ourselves to madness. Down to 2 sanity. Now I need that encounter to get 2 sanity back. And oh yeah, we didn't resolve our last effect. We did our opening track, we did our reckoning effect. A gate opened, of course. This gate's opening on Tokyo. It's a blue gate. That will pretty much ensure that we lose at the end of next turn. And the zombie popped out with this one. There's a reckoning effect on it, but the gate spawned after other reckoning effects, so that one's not going to take effect. And that brings us to our, well, it'll probably be our last turn, unless we manage to draw a card that doesn't have the omen track advancing on it. So let us move to this encounter. Our second action will be to roll 1 die, and a 5 or 6 we get a clue. So 5 or 6, it's a 3, no clue. All right, that was 2 actions. Oh, wait, I didn't want to do that. Back up, back up, back up. Actually, my second action is we're spending the rail token to move to Rome. That was going to be my second action. And then next time we'll move to London, and we'll have him roll for that there. Okay, so in Rome. Oh, no, wait, that's right. The travel does not count. So I wasn't there. I moved to Rome, travel, paid my ticket, I'm in Rome, then research... Student rolled, he failed, he got a 3. So we'll keep that result. And we're in Rome, so we will do a Rome encounter. And it says, after an unsuccessful attempt on the life of Benito Mussolini, you observe the interrogation of the would-be assassin. Test your observation. If you pass, you learn much about resisting intense coercion and improve our will. If we fail, their textures are horrible to behold, and we lose the sanity and gain paranoia. Well, this will be interesting. Observation is, of course, 3. This is not a research encounter, so we will not be using our conspiracy theorist. Rolling the dice, and, well, there's a 6, so the other one rolled off the board. But it doesn't matter what it is, because we got our success here. So we get to boost our will, so we reach in and take a little +1 to our will token, and we'll put that here to remind ourselves we now have a 4 for our will, which will probably come in handy against the ghouls and the skeletons. But you know what? That's not going to matter because, yes, the Mythos Phase, and if we get advanced to Omen Track, we've lost. So, oh, wow! Look at this. We're going to drag this out to the very end. All right. This is drawn to our world. It says, a Labo sorcerer in Dakar. So I'm just going to pretend I pronounced that correctly. He confirms my suspicions. These rods, they are very bad. They come from the sea and the air. Alright, well, that's what it says. So the first thing we have on here is we have a clue. And this clue is going to go to space 20. Which is way down over here, which is not going to help us at all. And then we have a rumor, and we grab a rumor token. Let's see. As an encounter, an investigator on space 10. Oh yeah, sorry, I put the rumor says goes on space 10, so there's space 10. As an encounter, an investigator on space 10 may attempt to keep himself hidden from the monstrous forces invading this area with an observation -1 test. If he passes, he may spend clues equal to half the number of investigators to solve this rumor. If he fails, he resolves a monster surge on this space. The reckoning effect is that each investigator on a space containing a gate resolves a monster surge on his space. Well, alright, we'll put that one right there to remind us that that's the rumor that goes to it, even though there is a space 10 here, so we can just look on the card and see which space we are resolving. So that worked out in our favor. We did not advance the Omen track. We survived one more turn. So with that being said, let's kick off with probably our final turn now. And let us move to London. Now before I have a normal encounter, I have to have a combat encounter with both the skeleton and the ghoul, but separately, not together. So I'm going to flip them over and look at the backs of them. Let's see, I think we'll fight the... Ooh, this is tough. So the skeletons are easy to beat, but they're kind of horrific to look at, whereas the ghouls are just the opposite. But I do have bonuses and will, at least to keep my sanity with me. Alright, so what we need we'll fight the ghoul first, because it only has one wound. And we'll first need to pass our fear test, our terror test. And to do that, we test our will. So we have +1 from our Vatican missionary. We also have our +1 that we gained from that encounter. So we're actually at 5 will right now. And so now I need my dice that fell on the floor. One moment, please. Okay, back. I picked the dice, and I was looking for extra ones. I thought the game came with 6. It only comes with 4. But let's go ahead and do our test against the ghoul. So it's a will +1. So we actually have a 3. We already have a +1, so our will is 4. +1 against the ghoul is 5. +1 from our Vatican missionary makes 6. We'll actually be able to roll 6 dice. So if we don't get any successes, we'll have 2 more dice to roll, +1 re-roll. So here's the first ones, and 3 successes. We only needed 1, so that's fine. Now let us test our strength. And we need 2 successes. And we have a strength of 3, +1 for our hired muscle. We'll be rolling 4 dice. We need 2 successes. We have 1 re-roll. If we don't have any successes, we'll take damage to the difference. So we could take up to 2 wounds here depending on what we roll. And we had no successes. This is not good. Let's roll 1. There's 1 success. So we will take 1 wound from the ghoul for the difference. He has a 2. And then if we lose health from this... from the strength test, we're going to gain the paranoia condition, because why not? So let's see what paranoia does for us, because it might affect how we fight the skeletons. Hopefully not. Let's see what it says here. It's a reckoning, paranoia's condition, and when we perform a rest action, we can roll 1 die. On a 5 or 6, we get to discard. There's a reckoning. We test our will, and as long as we succeed, then we're okay. If we fail, we flip the cards. That's actually not too bad, paranoia. Alright, that being said, let's face now these skeletons. So, the skeletons, we need to have our terror test against the skeletons. And again, our will is 4, +1 for the missionary. And so that's a 5, so +1 reroll. We need 2 successes, or we lose sanity equal to the difference. Alright, we had no successes, but we still have 1 more dice to roll for our 5th die. There's 1 success, so that was our 5th die to roll. Now we have 1 re-roll, so we can re-roll 1 of the dice. And that's a big fat 1. Alright, so we're going to lose 1 sanity. Getting close to the end here. So we have 3 health and 1 sanity. Now we have to fight them. Alright, they have 2 wounds. If we defeat them, we could gain a sanity back. We're at strength -2. And they need at least 1 we need at least 1 success to do a wound. If we have multiple wounds, then we can beat it. Alright, so I did some checking in the rules just then, because I was first time we're doing combat here. So we did, backing up a second against the ghoul, we did do 1 success, and his toughness is 1. So even though it's he's attacking us at 2 damage, but he only takes 1, he's pretty weak. So we actually did beat him with our 1 our one success. However, we did not meet his damage. He does 2 damage back, so I guess he's chewing on us while we're fighting him. Or combat is simultaneous if you want to look at it that way. So we beat him hard enough to kill him, but he still did damage back to us, so we do still get the paranoia condition, but the ghoul is gone. We wouldn't have to worry about him at a later turn. That being said, the skeletons now, we need 1 success to avoid damage to ourselves, but we need 2 successes to defeat the skeleton. So we have our strength is 3 plus 1 for our hired muscle, but the test is strength minus 2, so we're going to take those 2 dice away. So we really need to roll 2 successes on these 2 die to defeat the skeletons, and at least 1 success to avoid taking damage. And we did neither. So we are going to take damage, 1 damage from the skeleton. That's all. He's kind of weak in attacking us. So we're down to 2 health and 1 sanity. And the skeletons will stay there. We did no damage to them at all. However, now that we have done our combat encounters, we now can do a normal encounter, and we're in London. So maybe, hopefully, we can get something that will give us a clue. Looking as I thought I had a plan of something to do, but I don't recall what it was because I don't have any. That's a research encounter, so that does us no good. That's an action. We've already done our actions. And that, did we do, oh, no wait, did we do our second action? We moved to London. And we didn't do our second action in London, did we? I am going to roll 1 die, and I'm going to act like we did not do our second action. And I'll go back and watch the tape, and if I did, I'll edit this part back out. So let's roll the dice. Success! There's another clue token. So we have two clue tokens, so if we can avoid a reckoning effect in this Mythos Phase, which is probably very unlikely, we actually have a chance here to win. But now we need to have a normal encounter. Actually, what it says, we may resolve another encounter in the rules, and I am going to let's get the spawn clue tokens. Let's not do any more encounters, and then next turn we'll travel to the Eldritch token and see if we can win the game. Hopefully, the Omen track won't advance, and we won't have a reckoning effect. We need like another rumor to pop up is what we need. So this is it. This could be the last draw of the game here. I draw the card, and we just lost. From bad to worse. Piece by piece, you're falling apart. It's getting harder to successfully negotiate simple human interaction. Your wounds won't stop bleeding, and your hands won't stop shaking. Well, yeah, we're down to 2 health and 1 sanity. That makes sense. But here it is. The Omen track. It's going to advance from green to blue. We have 1, 2, 3 blue gates on the board, which will push the Doom track down to 0. When it reaches 0, you flip over the back of your Ancient One card, and for Azathoth it says, "The world is devoured." Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions tear the Earth's crust apart at a rate faster than the devastation can be recorded or comprehended. As the planet's atmosphere grows increasingly toxic, the insects of Shigai return to their ships and teleport away, anxious to doom a different world. Eventually, when every living thing on the planet has been reduced to a cinder, a new outer god emerges from the ruins and joins Azathoth's court at the center of all things. The investigators lose the game. Well, that's it. Let's come back up from the table to wrap things up, and we'll talk about what all's next on our agenda. Alright, and there is our run-through of Eldritch Horror. Obviously a very difficult game to beat. We came very close to the end. If we had a different card come up, maybe we might have been able to do it. But I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun playing it. I hope you had fun watching it. And please continue to follow us out, check us out, what we're doing. I'll probably may change the name of the show from, actually I think by the time this is posting, I've already changed it from Interstorm Games Presents to I Solo Gameplay, keeping that ISGP theme, because Interstorm Games is probably the brand I'll keep for if I do like any kind of game releases of my, by releasing my own board games. But in the meantime, you can definitely subscribe to these videos if you're not already doing so. Spread the word, share them, let your friends know that if they're wondering how to play games, the solo method, or if they're interested in checking out some solo gameplay just to see how some guy just kind of fumbles through the rules. Also, check them out so you can catch me on the rules. I know editing this last one, there were a couple of mistakes that I almost made, and one that I made earlier back that actually we really lost earlier than we did. But you can also follow us on Facebook. Also, if you're in the Board Game Geek forums, I'm out there. The Facebook forums for Board Game Geek, I'm out there a lot. Follow us on Twitter. That's another way to get bursts on or alerts to when the videos are posted. And there's rumors that we have a web page. They're worth checking out. There might be something there. There might not. It might be something from around the time of the Egyptians, and one of these days I might actually get around to updating that thing. But one last time, thank you very much for all your support, for hanging with us. After this, I'm going to be doing my top 100 games of all time, except instead of trying to release those out on a weekly basis, I'll probably just post them either as one playlist, or I may upload like the bottom 50 and then do the top 50 the week after that. Just no need to drag out my top 100 over 10 weeks. They're pretty much filmed, and in the can I just got to get them, complete the editing on them and get them uploaded. After that, I believe I will do Castles of Mad King Ludwig. I think that'll be our next solo gameplay. If you have any suggestions for games you want to see, please don't hesitate to shoot me an email, put a post here in the on this video or any of my videos. You want to see? You can also go to our Facebook page, Interstorms Games on Facebook. Leave a message there. I may put something on the Board Game Geek forums pages, the Board Game Geek page, about what people want to see. But until then, thank you very much, and I'll see you back at the table.
Why can't I do it?